If I were the Chicago Bears right now, I would take Jayden Daniels out of LSU. That is not a knock on Caleb Williams. That is a plus in Jayden Daniels. I think, number one, when you watch all these guys play, the best thrower, the best guy against man coverage, ball placement-wise, is Jayden Daniels. Number two, when we're talking about explosive play, like guys who have to throw the ball downfield, what does it look like? Jayden Daniels throws the ball best downfield. And then number three, who's got the best pocket piece? When I say piece, it's P-E-A-C-E. All these guys are athletic. It's no longer like this plus. Every one of these guys has that attribute. The patience and the peace within the pocket, he's the best at. Candidly, I think when it comes to what guy had the best game, none of these guys' games compared to Jayden Daniels against Florida. If you just watch that player versus the University of Florida, you would go, that's the best player in college football, and he's going to be the guy that transfers the best into the NFL. Caleb Williams is fantastic. I think Jayden Daniels is better.
You are correct, sir. Yes!
Mic drop. Talk about predicting the future correctly, because that is what happened with Dan Orlovsky's take. This is Sports Guy talking that you guys are watching and listening to. I am Dustin Tran, your host, as I am here today to talk about Jayden Daniels getting praised for having a historic rookie season. As Dan Orlovsky said it, the Bears should have taken Jayden Daniels instead of Caleb Williams. Instead, the Bears lost out on Jayden Daniels, which helped the Commanders gain Jayden Daniels. Before I say anything else, though, I want to present you guys with the topic question. So, here it is. Will the Commanders shock the world by getting a win against the Eagles? I'm going to say yes to that question. I understand that the Eagles are heavy favorites to win the NFC Championship game. However, I got belief in this Washington Commanders roster because of Jayden Daniels. He can run the football effectively. He can throw the football accurately. He also has a cannon for an arm. When Jayden Daniels drops back the pass, he is so smooth because even when the receivers aren't open, Jayden Daniels can easily just take off and start running. When Jayden Daniels does that, it creates defenses to have to focus in on stopping Jayden Daniels for running the football. So you know what Jayden Daniels just does? Okay, fine. You want to stop me in the run game? I'm going to go ahead and find my open guys downfield. I'm going to get Terry McLaurin involved in the receiving game. I'm going to get Dyami Brown going as a solid wide receiver too. How about Zacchaeus? He's a pretty good receiver in his own right. How about Luke McCaffrey? He's pretty good in his own right as well. You look at how the Commanders, they just pick their poison each and every week, and how they have been red hot, especially in recent weeks. They play for each other, they fight for each other, and they are very innovative with each other. You look at how Dan Quinn has turned into Danalytics. I say that because Dan Quinn has been the ultimate aggressor when it comes to fourth down attempts. He attempts fourth downs at an insanely high rate. Not only that, but the Commanders make more fourth downs than any other team in the National Football League. There's a reason why Jayden Daniels is so automatic with the football in his hands when it's fourth down. Anytime the Commanders are on the field on offense, I say to myself, okay, Jayden Daniels has got this game in his wraps because he's going to be a playmaker and he's going to get guys open downfield. He's going to utilize Zach Ertz in the middle of the field. He's going to find his one-on-one matchups with Terry McLaurin, and if you double or triple team Terry McLaurin, we are going to make sure that other receivers are going to get their one-on-one opportunities as well. How about Brian Robinson Jr. in the run game? I know that he's been struggling in recent weeks, but I saw he burst out some big runs against the Lions. I see the potential in Brian Robinson. And how about the defense for the Commanders? They have stepped up in recent weeks. Frankie Louvu's been a playmaker. Jeremy Chin's been all over the place. Their cornerbacks have done a great job being aggressive with the football in the air. Anytime opposing receivers have their one-on-one opportunities, I always see the DBs on the Commanders winning their matchups, and that is because they are super aggressive to the football. When they have a chance to force turnovers, they do that almost better than anybody else in the NFL playoffs. Turnovers has been the ultimate key stat to watch in this year's NFL playoffs, and the Commanders have done a great job forcing turnovers. They've forced 6 turnovers in the NFL playoffs so far. Meanwhile, for the Commanders, they have turned over the ball 0 times. Anytime that happens in the playoffs, you're probably going to win the game more often than not. I also want to show you guys this clip of Tom Brady raving about Jayden Daniels on the herd. It is going to be audio only for copyright related purposes, but Tom Brady more or less raved about the greatness of Jayden Daniels. You guys will get to see that when I show you guys this clip. Roll the film.
I think when you deal with most rookie quarterbacks, and I think what I saw in this Detroit game is when they most defensive coaches now, it's just like, let's put pressure on him. Let's get to the middle of the pocket. Let's send blitzers. He won't see him. He won't have a full understanding of protections or where his great one-on-one matchups are. Jayden looks, and I know this for a fact, he has a tremendous work ethic. Everybody speaks about his ability to work hard. He's in the playbook, after he gets drafted in the offseason. He's trying to understand what the coaches are going to ask him. And then you see how it's reflected in his rookie season, one of the great rookie seasons any quarterback's ever had. And he's got a great connection with his players. He has the physical tools, and he's a very humble kid. How that reflects, and when I watch him play, he has tremendous poise in the pocket. He's calm under the chaos of being an NFL quarterback. They were blitzing him the other night, the Lions were. He's standing in the pocket, waiting until the very last second, a lot like Patrick does in so many ways, and then delivers the ball accurately to his receivers in stride, and they make big plays. So that's, I think, a little bit about what's in store for him as he continues to develop in his future. His poise, confidence in himself. Some players need production to become confident. Some people become confident before they have any production. That's a great trait to have as an athlete.
Correct!
Wow, talk about receiving the ultimate praise from the GOAT, Tom Brady. Jayden Daniels has become the ultimate cheat code. In fact, if the Commanders go out there and beat the Eagles in the NFC Championship game, I would not be surprised if that happened whatsoever, because Jayden Daniels is so good with the football in his hands. If you're the Commanders, you got to play time possession. You got to take it one play at a time. You got to continue not turning over the football. And defensively, you got to do everything you can to limit Saquon Barkley. Yes, Saquon Barkley is still going to get his numbers rushing because he's a great running back, but if you make Saquon Barkley have to run 25 times to get 100 yards, well then so be it, and make Jalen Hurts beat you. Jalen Hurts is not a bad quarterback at all, but this is Saquon Barkley's team. Your strengths get you to the biggest games, your weaknesses get you eliminated, and right now the Eagles' weakness is the passing game. Make Jalen Hurts play from the pocket. I'm not saying Jalen Hurts can't beat the Commanders from the pocket, but we haven't seen Jalen Hurts be able to consistently beat opponents this year from the pocket. If the Commanders can make Jalen Hurts drop back and pass the football from the pocket, the Commanders have an excellent chance of winning this football game. If they can force Jalen Hurts to start turning over the football, something that he hasn't done all year long, they got a real shot of upsetting the Eagles in Philadelphia. Either way, though, I think this game is going to come down to the wire, just like any other game in the Commanders all year long. I expect this game to be one score. I think it's going to come down to whoever gets the ball last. In that case, I'm picking the Commanders to get the ball last. Jayden Daniels is going to execute that game-winning drive quite effectively, and guess what? Zane Gonzalez is going to hit the game-winning field goal for the Commanders. The final score of this game is going to be 34-31 Commanders. They're going to win this game through a walk-off field goal. I believe the Commanders are going to play Philly tough, and they're going to come out of that game victorious. I believe in Jayden Daniels. It's time to continue making history. I understand that no rookie quarterback has ever been to the Super Bowl, but Jayden Daniels, you're going to be the first quarterback to ever reach the Super Bowl as a rookie quarterback. It's Jayden Daniels' time, and it's time for everybody else to step aside, knowing that the Commanders are going to upset the Eagles. Let's go. I'm already fired up for the NFC Championship game. It should be a great game. So that is why the Commanders will shock the world by getting a win against the Eagles, as the Commanders will beat the Eagles by the score of 34-31. Remember, go ahead and subscribe to Sports Guy Talking. Like the video and please comment down below. If you guys do that, I may shout you guys out in my Instagram story every Monday. That'll be for the @DustinNashTran Instagram account. Make sure to follow me on Instagram @DustinNashTran, and that's Sports Guy Talking. Also, go follow me on Twitter @DustinNashTran. Again, go ahead and do those things that I just told you guys to go do. Hopefully, you guys enjoyed the content that was just produced. Peace out. I hope you enjoyed that video. Want more Sports Guy Talking, the home of great sports content? Make sure you click that subscribe button to get the latest from Sports Guy Talking. Go ahead and like the video, comment down below, check the description box on the video in order to follow my Instagram and Twitter. Also, be sure to check out more of the best clips from the YouTube channel, Sports Guy Talking.